Today we're making a side dish that is as easy to make as it is to say. We are making couscous, but we're taking this couscous up a notch. We are making couscous with vegetables, dried fruit, and preserved lemon. Hey guys, thanks for joining us. If this is your first time tuning in, let us know you're out there by giving us a big thumbs up below, and then hit that subscribe button to make sure you never miss a video. Now, let's start cooking. So the ingredients for this couscous are, we've got some couscous, and couscous is really, it's almost like a pasta. It's really a wheat product, but it's just very, very tasty, and it's a little bit lighter than pastas or rice. And generally you want to have about 100 grams or about 3/4 of a cup of couscous per person, per serving. So for our purposes today, we have about 150 grams of couscous, and we've got just some vegetables that we're adding to it. You know, you can just do plain couscous where you just put it in the boiling water, similar to a polenta, and you're good to go. We're taking it up a notch again, like I said today, with some vegetables and a little bit of dried fruit and some preserved lemon. So we've got our couscous, we've got some finely diced onion, I've got red onion and carrots, and we've got those together because we're going to saute those together. And then we've got some bell peppers here, and you can add any vegetables you want. If you've got some zucchini, if you've got some squash laying around, you can add that to it as well. And then this is our preserved lemon. And if you haven't used preserved lemon before, preserved lemon, comes in a package similar to this, where it's basically a lemon that has been preserved in salt with its own juices. And what you use when you preserve the lemon is that you end up with a lemon that looks similar to this, but the pulp is something that you're going to toss away. What you use is actually the rind. That's where the flavor is in preserved lemon. And you can do your own preserved lemon, or you can certainly buy them in the supermarket as well. So that's our preserved lemon. For our dried fruit, we've got some cherries here. We've got some raisins. You could use apricots if you want, plums, what have you. So those are going to be our flavoring elements for our couscous. Along with it, just a little bit of salt, a little bit of white pepper, and we're going to use some olive oil to sear our vegetables with. And then our liquid is going to be chicken stock. It could just as well be water, but we just wanted to add a little bit of flavor, and so we're going to use chicken stock. So those are our ingredients. Let's start cooking. To get started with our couscous, we're just going to get our pan heated up and just add a little bit of olive oil. And again, we're just drizzling in enough olive oil so that we can saute, or really sweat, our onions and our carrots. So we can go ahead and add those to the pot. And as always, anytime we're sweating vegetables, we're going to add a little bit of salt just to get that process started and to get that moisture to release. And we're just going to bring those to a nice little saute. We don't mind getting a little bit of caramelization on these vegetables, but we really just want to cook them until they're nice and soft and somewhat translucent. So we'll let those cook for a few minutes, and we'll move on from there. So as our vegetables saute, we do want to just keep them stirred so that nothing burns. And we have this heat up just a little bit higher than we would if we were just simply sweating the vegetables. We want to go, like I said, we want to go ahead and cook them where they're soft, but we don't mind getting a little bit of caramelization on them. Once they start to get really nice and fragrant, then that's when you know they're almost done. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add our green peppers, or our bell peppers. And in this case, we've got green and yellow. And we just want to give them a little bit of a sear. So we'll let these continue to cook for a few minutes and let them soften. Okay, now that our vegetables have had time to cook for a little bit, it is time to move to our next step. And what we're going to do now is just add our stock. We're just going to add all of our chicken stock in. And we want to bring this to the boil. So we will let this come up. And because we're using chicken stock, we're not going to add, and we've already added a little bit of salt, we're not going to add any more salt right now. I'll add a little bit of white pepper. And I'm only using white pepper just because we're making couscous and it's white. And so we just want to bring this to boil. And once that comes to boil, we will then add some of our dried fruit. We may not add all of our dried fruit just because we have a smaller amount of couscous. Now, as our water starts to come to the boil, we can now go ahead and add our preserved lemon. And we'll add some of our dried fruit. That's probably good. Just for some nice color and flavor throughout. We want to bring that back up to the boil. Okay, we are back up to a rolling boil. And so this is just the very simple part about making couscous. Once that water comes to the boil, you simply are just going to add your couscous in. Just stir it in very well. And you could certainly add a little bit of butter to this if you'd like at this point, but really there's no need to with all these wonderful flavors that we've got going on. I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat off and put our lid on. And we will let that sit for about 5 to 7 minutes, and at that point the couscous will be done. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes for our couscous. Let's take our lid off and give it a try. Oh, look at that nice steam. Beautiful. And yeah, and at this point you just want to fluff it with your fork. Let's give it a little bit of a taste. It's fantastic. So full of flavor. The fruit in there, that preserved lemon gives it a little bit of tartness. And then with the onions, the caramelization on that gives it a little bit of sweetness. Fantastic. That's good to go. Let's get it plated up. All right, our couscous is ready to go, and doesn't it look absolutely beautiful? So let's just give it a try. Make sure we get some of the veggies and carrots and That's really wonderful. This will go great with some Mediterranean chicken or a Middle Eastern style dish, some more vegetables, something roasted. It's just very, very versatile. So, well, I hope you'll make this dish. As you can see, it's incredibly simple, very easy to do, and very quick to do. You don't have to prepare for hours. So it's a great side dish. As a matter of fact, we're going to serve this with my honey baked Middle Eastern style spiced chicken, and it's going to just go fantastic with that. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did so, please hit that like button down below. Give us a thumbs up, and be sure and subscribe to our channel. And when you subscribe, ring that bell so you get notified every time we release a new video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.